Hello and welcome to episode 111 of the Boot Nerds podcast. JayMike, what's going on?
111. It's on like Donkey Kong. It's going to be a good one today. How are you, my man? Talk about the weather, because apparently we talk about the weather all the time. So
it got cold again. Actually, we had a week of. I don't know why.
How is it possible?
It's going to be warm again today, but it got cold for a couple days there.
Wow.
It's so cold, I had to break out the pants. Yeah, I know. Just one day, but I did have to break out the pants.
I mean, that if there ever was a weather god in Canada, he is just either the most confused entity in the world or just taking the piss straight up.
No, he's definitely messing with us.
Absolutely. If you can't even wear shorts, then it's bad, man. What else? The weather. I mean, you watch some football, all that stuff. What are your thoughts?
The Champions League final. A little bit of a snoozer, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, congratulations, Chelsea. They were the best team, right?
For sure.
Major screw up by Pep Guardiola. He just tried to be too clever, and it clearly didn't work.
Yeah, tactics aside, very little urgency in City's play in general.
I thought, yeah. But, hats off to Thomas Tuchel as well. I mean, he just set up that Chelsea side so perfectly. And I thought that, a side like Manchester City is just a perfect team for that Chelsea to play because they are so lethal on the counter and they're so well organized. Mm-hmm. I thought, for me, that final was weird because I basically wanted none of the teams to win. I just wanted like a really long match, penalties potentially. And I guess it was the lesser of two evil that Chelsea won. So
yeah, and look, Chelsea ultimately did play well. It was not an exciting style of football, but they pressed extremely well and really just suffocated every time City got the ball.
Yeah.
It was a very organized performance.
Absolutely.
Also in this week's news, because we did skip last week's podcast episode, there are new products available at puregripsocks.com. I just wanted to mention that really quickly. But Pure Grip player gloves are now available for $13.99 a pair. And there has been a lot of questions regarding why I would release gloves that are typically worn in the winter at the start of the summer. And a lot of that has to do with just timing of when things could get done. And it also had to do with the cliche of availability from big brands on field player gloves. Like, I think it's dumb that you can only buy them in the wintertime and they have like one specific model that's available and they end up being $30 to $40. And if you want field player gloves, you have no other choice but to buy those. These I want to make available all year round. And also for those that I'm sure will comment, I've seen your comments loud and clear regarding different color options, and I'm working on it. But for the time being, if you are interested in some Pure Grip player gloves, they are available now at puregripsocks.com.
And also remember that, the reason is that it's basically winter in Canada every other week. So
every other week,
So there's that. And we didn't do a podcast last week. That was due to me drowning my sorrows over Manchester United somehow managing to screw up their final. So let's not talk more about that. It's always next season, yeah.
Yep,
but anyways, today we're gonna kind of make amends. We will be rating the Euro 2020 shirts from all the teams. Typically, those episodes have been episodes that you guys have enjoyed, and with the big tournament coming up in like less than almost 2 weeks, it's like all really exciting. We are going to rate and slate all of the shirts for the tournament. So that's going to be pretty fun. Josh, should we just kick it off? We're going to do it in groups. Let me just pull up my images here. And let's start off with Group A, Italy. So their home shirt is blue. And it is, well, it's a classic Italy home shirt, right? Mm-hmm. But I actually kind of like it. You get the golden accents, you get that button-down color that you can pop. A little bit of style. It's very subtle. A little bit of a pattern there. And it all looks very fashiony in the classic Italian way. Really digging this.
I really like this. Mm-hmm. I think Puma typically does a pretty good job with the Italy home kit.
Yep.
And they've had some funny collars over the years. This, I think, is a little bit more normal. It's clean. It's modern. It's got a little bit of flair to it, but it's also quite subtle. I like the gold Puma logos. I like the little Italian flag on the side of the sleeve. It's nice. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. I think that's a very well executed kit.
That's a great way to start, by the way. I agree. It's super, super great. I mean, blue and gold as they've used it, it always works well. It just looks so phenomenally classy that I guess only an Italy shirt can do. 8.5 for me. The away shirt is, we talked about it before the podcast started, that this is a training shirt. And they've, I know it's a bold move to put the name of the actual team on the front, where club teams usually have their sponsor, and I dig the whole you have the Puma logo and then a split line and then the Italy badge. Cool, but still it looks like a training shirt. So I'm not exactly feeling it. I like the overall direction. It's a 6 out of 10 for me because I can live with it and I'm not too mad at it.
Yeah, look, I think it's a cool looking shirt. The Italia in the stripe across the chest, given that it already says Italia in the badge. I don't know how I feel about the double Italia there. But also, isn't Italy famous for entering tournaments and never wearing anything but their home shirt anyways?
That's like maybe this is the reason that they just thought, you know what, the away shirt doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let the intern do it.
Like, I remember working, I don't know if you know this, Jay, but I used to work at a soccer store growing up.
That is brand new information.
New information, right? Anyways, there was a lot of Italians in this little area where I worked. And Italy was by far the number one selling shirt every time there was an international tournament. And we'd have all these home shirts and we'd sell out of them completely. And then we'd be left over with the couple of away shirts we brought in. And it would have been, at the time, probably the 2010 World Cup. And they never wore the away shirt. And people were coming in like, what is that? We don't even know what that is. I'm like, yeah, they never wore it. I know. It's like, why? What's the point of having it?
That's pretty great, to be honest. That is pretty great.
So,
what would you rate this?
I think it's okay. It's a 6 out of 10.
Right. I mean, I'm just gonna put it right there that if you have, if you take issue with, there being a bit of like double trouble on the shirts, then you will hate some of the other shirts. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Yeah.
Then we move on to Turkey, which, for once, I would usually say that the Turkish shirt is the red shirt and the white one is the away shirt. Apparently, it's the other way around this year. I really, really like this. Very clean and classy. Have that big blocking going across the chest. The big Turkish FA logo, which is also like the standout feature of their flag. The half moon and the star, and the Nike logo above that. Like, just really, really classy. Takes me a little bit back in time. And I really fancy the white shirt. It's an 8.5 for me.
The white shirt's super nice.
So
I'm with you. I have a hard time going higher than 8.5 because it is so simple, but it's such a clean shirt, and I love the centralized Nike swoosh. I think that looks really cool.
Yeah.
But the away, I know that they didn't want to do the cop-out of just like reversing the home shirt, but they should have reversed the home shirt. It would have been nicer. Yeah, they should have reversed
the home shirt, yeah. It would have looked even better.
Yeah, and it's not that this looks bad. I just think that it just seems more boring than the home shirt does. Yeah. And I would give it a 7 out of 10.
I would actually agree. When I saw this, I would have said 8, but I'm down to a 7 after seeing that. Then we have Switzerland. There's more Puma stuff. I think the home shirt is actually pretty cool. We actually have. I think it's cool to have the actual flag, just like on the Turkish shirt. Basically, the actual flag on the shirt. I like that alongside the FA. Swiss FA logo on there. I really love the blocking on the sleeves and the shoulders. Very, very cool. This is a 7.5 for me.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the weird striped thing they have going on.
Okay.
But I also really like, I think their crest looks good. I think the Swiss FA logo looks really cool. I love the burgundy across the back of the collar and the shoulders. It's a very nice red color. Yeah, I think it's a 7.5 out of 10 for me.
I think it looks on someone like me who's not the buffest guy in the world, it does look a little bit weird, but like a proper athlete. I mean, if someone with trunks for forearms like you, or what are they called? Biceps? Well, you know what I mean. It's going to look really nice because of the whole cut of the shirt. But yeah. What do you say?
I 7.5 out of 10. That's what I gave it.
I agree.
I'm with
The away shirt is, well, it says Swiss and it's a Swiss flag.
See, I kind of like this one though. This one kind of has, it looks like a training top still, but it also kind of has a little bit of an old school vibe to it. You know what it reminds me of? Lotto used to have kits that had these weird kind of stripes coming in from the shoulder and the sides.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of that.
Okay.
I kind of like this one. I think it's a 7 out of 10.
I think it's ever so slightly better than the Italy shirt just because it has Puma logo, name, Swiss flag.
Yeah.
But I'm still on a 6 out of 10. I don't think I want to go higher. 6 out of 10. Then we have Wales, which is not something that I totally dig. I've never been a fan of combining red with that warm yellow. It's almost like a bright orange. Not too big of a fan of that shirt. For me, I'll have to go 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm not in love with it visually. I dislike the collar and I dislike the long bands on the sleeves. I don't know if you've worn any of the shirts that have this collar.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable for me. And maybe I just have like sensitive skin on my neck. No, that's
because your arms are way too big.
No, it's the collar I don't like.
Oh, the collar.
The collar on the
I thought you meant the sleeve cuffs.
No, I don't like how the collar feels on my neck. It really bothers my skin for some reason.
Oh, okay.
And aesthetically, I don't love it either. I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as a 4 out of 10. I think it's a 5.5.
Okay, fair enough. What about the away shirt? Doesn't have the cuffs. Doesn't have as aggressive of a collar.
I don't mind this. I think it looks okay. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I totally agree. Then we move on to Group B, which is, of course, the important group because that's where we find Denmark. And let's just start out with Denmark, which is obviously a shirt kind of inspired by the old days with the white sleeves, red base, the old Hummel logo, which is very nice. It's a Danish company, very cool. And then, of course, you can see that sound wave on the stomach of the shirt. And that is actually the national anthem. How would you translate that to English? There is a fair country. Der er et yndigt land, which is pretty cool. So that's actually the crowd in the national team stadium singing Der er et yndigt land. And they recorded that and put that on the shirt. It's not exactly like a super innovative idea. We've seen it before, but I like it. And let me tell you, when you get that on, it looks absolutely phenomenal. That for me is, I initially would rate it at, like I said, I told Phil when I saw this, PWG, it's a 9. I'm actually going to bump it up to a 9.5. Everything works on this. Everything.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
super biased, but
I'm going to start off by saying that I actually want one of these because it's really cool.
It's so cool.
It's got the right amount of old school and the sound wave thing. You're right. It's not the most original thing in the world. We've seen plenty of kits with this idea, but I like the way they did it on the red and they did it in such a way where it almost looks like it's just wrinkles in the shirt. Like it's so subtle, but it's just a cool little detail. I love the old school Hummel logo.
Yeah.
It's even the little blue accent that they put right,
which is for the royal family. Because
it's a little twist, but man, I really like. I think I'm with you. I'm a 9.5 on that one. I really like it.
What about the away shirt then? I mean, they still have the sound wave. They just angled it a little bit. I think it's an away shirt. Okay, it doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, but I think it's kind of plain, and it's a 5 out of 10 for me.
Oh, I think that's low. I still think this is a really clean looking shirt. I'm going to go 7.5. I like that.
Right. Then I just sent you the third shirt. We're just going to talk about it because it's Denmark and I'm biased. So Hummel released a third shirt, which you can see right here. And it's like they kind of misunderstood the concept of the third shirt, because you're supposed to have a third shirt for when the colors of your home and away shirts are both clashing with the other team shirts, and then they go and do the full a shirt that's the full color of the what's the it's a cool shirt, but what's the point?
Look, I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
This is a shirt that I wouldn't want to wear. This is where you get into too much, like, it almost looks like pajamas type situation.
Okay, wow, that's harsh.
I don't know. It's not my favorite. I would give this one a 6 out of 10.
I would give it a 7.5. I think it's pretty clean, but a 2 for, they can't wear it. We move on to Belgium, which has this it's almost like a B that's really been scaled up brush strokes, which is like the thing for Adi on the home shirts. And I don't think it's a bad looking shirt, but I'm not overly in love with it either. It's pretty cool. It's something new. And then again, the whole red yellowish combination is I'm just not a fan of it. I know it's in their flag colors and all that stuff, but it's a 5.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm not into the brushstroke look at all. 5.5 is a fair rating for me. I don't think it's that great.
The away shirt though, I like that, and I would give that a 7.5 out of 10. I love the whole splishy, splashy camo design on there. Just someone took a brush and just splattered something on there. Cuffs, I'm a fan of the cuffs. I think it's cool, and it just looks a little bit artsy and kind of modern fashionista. It's cool. It's cool. I dig it.
I'm with you. I don't love. Like I said, with the Wales away, I don't love this style of shirt from Adi, but it makes the collar and the extended cuffs on the sleeves actually look pretty good. I think this is a 7 out of 10 for me.
Right. Then we do Russia, which is another team, of course, whose ass Denmark will kick during the Euros. The home shirt is very, for some reason, I think it's very Russian. It still has the splishy, splashy, but also I think it's very retro with the completely white cuffs, the completely white collar. And, they have probably as PWG pointed out, one of the biggest crests in the game. It's just it's super massive. But I think it hits that, it hits the vibe of what you would expect a Russian shirt to look like, even though they've taken the pattern from the other Adidas away shirts, which is kind of weird, but hey, 7.5.
I really like this one. I think I'm an 8. Yeah, okay. 8. I was going to say 8.5, but I think I'm an 8. I really like the contrast of the red on red, but then the pattern to a solid looks quite good, actually.
Yep. But the away shirt, man. The away shirt, my man. Woo.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good job.
Okay, so it has obviously the Russian flag in there, which is nice, but what it also does have is that the stripes on the chest, they're actually running onto the sleeves. It's just like a complete, straight line. Looks absolutely phenomenal, super retro, very, very, just like I'm really getting late 80s vibe here. It's just, it goes so well with everything that the shirt is supposed to be. This is a 9 out of half. Wow, 9.5 out of 10 for me.
I'm with you. I really like it, how this looks super clean. I'd be curious to see what that looks like as a long sleeve. I'm not even sure if they even make that. But I think 9 out of 10 is a solid rating for that. It's a very clean looking shirt.
Imagine if they did long sleeves and then with, what do you call that in English? That it's not buttons, but strings that you pull.
The strings?
Like the like the OG 90s.
I like that.
That would be phenomenal. There's also Finland in the group. First time they ever go to the Euros. And let's just say that they do so in style. The home shirt is probably one of the best we'll see at the Euros for me. Represents the sky. And it's very, very, very pretty. It has the cross from the Finnish flag. It has the gold stars on the sky. The whole gradient into the brighter blue. Oh, wow. That's 10 out of 10 for me. I love this. I love it.
I was going to say the same. I'm like, this is a 10. I don't want to say it's a 10, but I think it's a 10. It's clean. I've always been a big fan of the cross on a shirt, whether it's off-centered or directly down the middle. But with the little gradient, man, this is a nice kit.
It's amazing. The away shirt I think is also nice. It's not exactly tearing it up like the home shirt, but it's a solid 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, look, I like it, but I also would look at this and think, oh, that's the coach's polo.
Yeah,
like
that's
it
a
has a little
shirt.
bit of that. Yeah, it has a little bit of that vibe to it, but it is nice. I think it's a 7.5 out of 10.
I would agree. We move on to Group C, which is probably where we'll see the Netherlands, Ukraine, and Austria dominate. But let's start with the Netherlands, or Holland, if you want. They have it's a slightly new look for them. They have this geometrical pattern on the shirt, and it might be a little bit hard to see what it is, but it's actually a lion's head seen straight ahead. So you get the eyes, you get the whole is it called the muzzle? Snout? Muzzle?
The snout, yeah.
Yeah. It's mouth and nose. I'm not an expert on animal lingo in English. But very cool to me. Something completely unique. Gives it a little bit of a camo vibe. I think it's very strong. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I like the subtlety of this because I think this is one of those shirts that when you're watching on TV, it just looks like they're wearing the standard classic orange kit. But then when you get up close, you're getting all that extra detail. And I think this is also one of those shirts that I'm going to be curious to see the difference between the replica version and the authentic one, because I think there might be a significant difference.
The authentic one, the Vapenet one is phenomenal because that is actually the pattern is actually textured, so it's been woven into to the fabric itself. It looks. I can go and get it. If you keep talking about the away shirt, I'll just go and get the home shirt. Really great.
So home shirt, home run. Away shirt, all black, orange logos. Nice button-down collar with a little bit of an orange stripe, a double stripe, and then you have the orange stripes down the side. I really like this. I think black kits in general tend to look really good, and this one's just super clean. They haven't overcomplicated anything. I almost like this one more than I like the home shirt, I have to be honest.
What?
I really, really like this shirt. I've got a thing for black kits. They just look very clean to me.
I don't know if you can
I would
see
rate this a 9 out of 10 as well.
Wow, I'm a 5
really
out of 10
like
for the
it.
away shirt.
Really? Oh, I really like that one.
It's a black shirt with a bit of orange on it.
I really like it.
But look at this. I don't know if you can really see it because it's kind of far away. I can try and put it closer, but focus. But you can kind of see that all the lines have been woven, kind of protruding a little bit from. Is it embossed from the material itself?
Yeah.
Could you say that?
If it sticks out, it would be debossed. Embossed would mean that it sticks. It goes in.
English.
Yeah, but no
just
worries.
Lovely.
Yeah, the technicality of Nike's authentic shirts is pretty cool.
They're wild. Okay, Ukraine. I'm not a fan. I got to be honest here. I don't want to step on any toes, but I don't like the combination of this blue and this yellow. It makes it look kind of cheap. I am not big on it, and I think the home shirt is criminal. It's a 4 out of 10. And the away shirt is slightly better. It's a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't love them, but I also don't hate them as much as you do. I think I'm a 6 out of 10 for both.
Fair enough. Then we have Austria, which have these like really, really. It almost looks like an OG Arsenal kid. Apparently, the pattern is inspired by what the skiers wore back in the day. I think it looks very classy. Obviously, I love their crest. It looks absolutely phenomenal with the eagle. And 8.5 out of 10 for me. Such a solid, very stylish. Almost has like this tailored look to it.
I really like this one too. Kind of reminds me of like old wallpaper a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But I like that. I think
I'm pretty sure that's not the look they're looking for, but
no. but
I mean,
it's the right amount of retro. And yeah, I think 8.5 out of 10 is a very fair rating.
Yeah. The away kit is the most training shirt-looking shirt you'll see. It just says Österreich, which is German or Austrian for Austria. And you have the logo like as a tone-in-tone on the shirt itself. And of course, the Austrian flag as the line. Kind of cool, but 5.5 out of 10.
I mean, look, I got to give it to them. It's pretty interesting to not have a physical crest on a shirt of any kind, club or country. So it's very unique in that regard.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how clear this embossing is actually going to look when you see the shirt in person.
It's pretty clear.
But I don't know, I like the black kit thing.
I know.
It's cool. It's a 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay, fair enough. We also move on to North Macedonia, whose shirts I think are cooler when you see them up close than you would think. They're going a little bit of the Netherlands route. They have also this like geometrical pattern. I think it's what is that creature? It's in Danish we would call that a loss. What is that in
is it a lynx?
It's a lynx.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think it's a lynx.
I'm pretty sure it's a lynx. I would definitely assume that. It looks very, very cool. A little bit more, I would say, toned down than on the Dutch shirt, but just I rate this. I rate this pretty highly. I would say it's an 8 out of 10. The home shirt.
I like this one a lot as well, and I think I would go a little higher. I think 8.5 out of 10 is worthy here because How do you say this brand, Jay? Is it Jayco, Jacko, Yako?
I think it's Yako because it's German.
Yako. Okay, I've never even heard of it, and I like how technical it is, considering it's a smaller brand. I think we have to give the smaller brands more credit when they do something cool like this.
Absolutely.
And I think
it's a lovely
nice.
shirt.
I like this a lot.
Yeah. The away shirt is white and almost like very bright gold. Would have been nice with a little bit of a darker gold. And I'm not sure I'm crazy about the Yako logo. That could maybe have been black and it would have looked a little bit nicer. But hey, it's pretty dope. And again, the pattern on the sleeves looks nice. 7.5 out of 10.
I think I'm 8 out of 10 on this one. I really like this one as well.
That's
very
fair.
nice.
Then we move into Group D, England, Croatia, Scotland, and the Czech Republic. Let's start off with England. Super, super simple home shirt. Again, 3 lions on the shirt, Nike logo underneath, and that, Nike split side stripe, which is a little bit off-centered. Just very, very classy. It reminds me of the 1996 home shirt, which is, of course, when they thought football was coming home and it didn't come home. And now it's actually coming home because they're playing the final on Wembley. So, I think this is very strong. 8.5 out of 10.
I dig it. It's, again, the right amount of retro. The central swoosh and crest just looks really cool. It reminds me of when I was a kid. 9 out of 10. I like it.
Solid. Away shirt has like a broken up version of the 3 Lions FA logo. Cool. I actually think it looks cool. I've never been a fan of, that kind of blue and the laser red, but I think this shirt manages to pull it off. Has that English tailored look to it with the pop-up collar. The Vaporknit shirt looks fantastic. 8 out of 10 for me.
I'm not as in love with this one.
Okay.
It's a lot. I wish the pattern didn't continue onto the sleeves.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be broken up a little bit. I would say 7 out of 10 for me. It's not a bad looking shirt, but it's not my favorite.
Right. Croatia. The biggest surprise of all the Euros that we have I'm just kidding. It's probably the most predictable thing ever that Croatia have a shirt like that. But it also makes sense because it is perhaps the most iconic kit design for a national team out there. I mean, what's more iconic? What's more iconic? Maybe Brazil? Maybe Argentina?
This is just so recognizable.
I know. And it's not exactly rocket science because it's just a red and white checkerboard pattern on... But I dig it. 9.5 out of 10. It's so easy, but it works.
Yeah, it's really nice. And look, out of all the Croatia home shirts that we've had over the last decade, I think this one actually has a decent amount of variety. Like you have the detail in the collar with the little triangular point at the bottom of the neck. You kind of have the half and half sleeves, which is something that I can't remember the last time we saw that on a Croatia shirt. And then the blue stripes down the side give it that little bit of extra detail.
It's very nice, yeah.
I think would make this stand out compared to past Croatia home shirts.
And also, when we look at the logo, you have that blue stripe down in the middle of the checkerboard pattern on each side. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I think it's nice. Yeah, I'm with you. I think 9 out of 10 is appropriate.
Right. I said 9.5, but yeah, well, that region. Away shirt, I think, is also cool. It's not the first time that they've just taken the checkerboard pattern and used it with a black and gray. We've seen it before. I think it's okay, but 8.5 out of 10. It's actually pretty cool. Would I like to wear it? Definitely, I would like to wear it. Yeah.
I really like how the Croatia crest pops against the gray and black. However, I do not like this pattern.
Okay.
I don't like this shirt.
It's a black shirt.
And I really, you know what? I feel like Croatia always has a home run when they do the royal blue shirt with some kind of a checkered stripe in it.
Right.
That always looks good. And I understand they're trying to do something different here, but I just don't love this. Is very training top-ish to me.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's a 5 out of 10 for me. I don't love it.
Right. Then we have the Czech Republic, which is... That's a plain looking shirt, man. I'll be honest. There is a pattern in there, but it's really, really hard to tell. It's almost like a really confused, almost like 3D geometrical pattern, which up close looks pretty cool, but from afar, you can't really see it. So it's just a dark red burgundy almost shirt with some navy on it. I reckon it's a 4.5 out of 10. Because I'm not big on this.
Yeah, it's very uninspired, but I'm not offended by it. So to me,
would you be offended by it?
It's middle of the road. It's a 6 out of 10.
Okay, what about the away shirt?
I like the away shirt. I don't love the writing of Czech Republic. I think it's a little bit goofy. I wish the stripe just would have continued all the way through.
Okay.
But I like the little crest. And again, I think the stripe coming down from the shoulders and then across the chest in red, it looks cool. I like this more than the home shirt.
I think they just should have used the actual, the navy from the home shirt instead of that light blue. That doesn't really appeal to me. So I'm ending on a 5 out of 10.
I like, it's not, a 6.5. It's a little bit nicer than the home shirt for me.
Okay. Group E is Spain, Sweden, Poland, and Slovakia.
Wait, we skipped a country.
Oh, sorry, we missed Scotland.
Yep.
Sorry. It's a Scotland shirt. It's navy, and it's red and white. I love the cuffs on this one, the home shirt. We also have the vertical stripes. That would be horizontal stripes, Jay, which is also hard to tell from each other sometimes when you're an idiot. Of course, horizontal like hand painted stripes. Cool, but also kind of no cigar for me. It's a decent looking shirt. Love the cuffs. 6.5 out of 10. It's very middle of the road.
Oh, I think that's harsh. I like this one. Okay. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10.
Fair enough. What about the away shirt then? Light blue. Almost feels like it's just the Bayern shirt. Is it the third shirt? The black and gray that looks like the Allianz Arena. Or is it the red one? Yeah, must be the red one. With that more just like a sharper pattern, I'm not really a big fan of this. It's 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 5 out of 10. I feel like I had this shirt in 2017 on some kind of random tango jersey. I don't like this pattern. The colors are okay, but I don't like the pattern.
I'm not a big fan of it either. But now we move to Group E, Spain, Sweden, Poland, and Slovakia. And if we take the biggest team first, expected to go on, would probably be Spain. Josh, their home shirt, what do you think?
I don't like it.
Good.
I actually have this one in person. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It's supposed to show unity in Spain, and it's a beautiful idea, but I just don't think the texture looks that good. It's a 4.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think the texture in person looks cheap.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's a 4 out of 10 for me.
Okay. What about the away shirt?
The away shirt I really like. I think the silver stripes are quite cool. The extended cuffs on the sleeves looks good
Spanish
because
flag.
of the little ring you get at the bottom.
Yep.
Quite nice. And I think the blotchy camo that they've gone for kind of has that marble
splashy.
look to it. Yeah, I like it. I think this is a 8 out of 10.
I agree. I would bump it up to an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's very nice actually. Sweden. I mean, I'm expecting you to hate this quite a lot. I'm just gonna put it like that.
No, I don't actually.
I think the Sweden shirt. This just. I would initially have rated this a 4 out of 10, and that's a bit harsh. I would say 5.5 out of 10. It does the job, but it's just very plain. And for me, the whole navy thing, and then you have the brighter blue in the Sweden crest, this is a little bit confusing for me.
Yeah, I don't know that
but I don't
like
hate
the navy.
it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a 6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Then there's the away shirt, which I initially liked a lot when I saw it with the whole pinstripe element going on. It's just, I'm not as big of a fan as I was. We did a show on Unisport where I rated it 8 out of 10, and I think that's too high. I would probably go down to a 7.
Ooh. See, I like this one. This one's very classy to me. And I love the shade of blue they've gone for. Yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is probably where I would be on that. I like that one.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Then Poland. See, I like the Polish home shirt. I think it breaks with the whole idea of having, crest and the logo above or beneath it. I think it's a pretty bold move to have just the crest in the middle under the button down collar, and then the Nike swoosh on that would be the right side for the player on the shirt. I like the collar. It looks very clean. And that crest is absolutely amazing. I'm a little bit curious to hear your thoughts on this because it is also very plain, right?
But it's plain done
well
to perfection.
Yes.
Look, if we really like the England kit, I think this is everything the England kit has done, but even cooler because I like having the centralized badge as large as that is, and then having the swoosh off to the side, which they pretty much only did because of the button-down collar.
Yeah.
The accent on the collar, the little ring on the sleeves. It's a 10. This is a very, very, very clean kit.
Okay. I mean, I rated
like
the England shirt 8.5, and I've actually given 8.5 to this as well. I think they do different things well, but I would put it in the same region.
That's about as nice as I think you can make a plain white kit.
That is true, yeah. Which is 8.5. The away shirt, I'm not that much in love with it. I think it looks a little bit weird with the off-centered Nike swoosh. Now that we don't have the button-down collar, it's still a nice looking shirt, but I'm at 6 out of 10.
Oh, that's low too. I really like this one as well. I think I'm at 8.5 on this one.
You, man?
I think Poland has, for me, as a home and away, I think they might have the nicest, my favorite of the Euros so far based on what we've rated.
Wow.
I really like those.
Okay, fair enough. Slovakia then. Which is see, this is where you would probably, I expected you to be mad. Because if we look at the Slovakia shirt and if you zoom in on the images a little bit, you can see that they have they have two logos, right? They have the big red one with like almost double crossed, an extra on the hills. And then they have that star with the other crest inside of it. Which is double crested, yeah. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's bad, but it's not mind-blowing either. It's a 5.5 out of 10 for me. This is a boring white shirt.
I think the problem with this one,
you don't like this one. Come on.
The picture I'm looking at, it's just a ghost is wearing it. So you can actually see the blue and red on the back of the collar. But when you're actually wearing this from the front, you wouldn't even see that. All you would kind of see is the blue stripe down the side. And the way that the logos are positioned on here, it looks like someone just bought a white shirt and pressed the Nike logo and then two other things right next to it. And it's a white shirt. I can't be offended by it, but I'm not, like, there's not much going on here.
But let's move on to the away shirt.
It's a 5 out of 10.
Away shirt. Because the away shirt is cool. I have been waiting to talk about this away shirt. Because you get the whole double crested thing as well. And it's a little bit, what's the point? Like, can you decide on a crest, please? But the rest, do you remember that Red Bull Leipzig third shirt? That was a little bit busy, but it was also really cool. That had a bit too much orange on it for our tastes. This is everything that shirt should have been, but without the orange, and it's just done to perfection. The splishy, splashy camo design, very lovely. It doesn't even matter that you have three things going on at the top. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. Very pretty.
Is it camo or is it like mountains with snow?
If it's mountains with snow, it's definitely something I've missed, but I can see where you're coming from, and that would be really cool.
It looks kind of rocky to me. This reminds me, like what I immediately thought of was a recent Japan home shirt that had the camo on it. That's kind of what this reminds me of, but I really like how clean this is, and I think the key to pulling off a pattern this busy is just sticking to the pattern and no other extra colors. Yeah. And they did that really well. This is an 8.5 for me.
Just 8.5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did we get all the... Yeah, we got all the teams in that group. Group F, which is the last group, and the group of death. I think it's fair to say. Prayers go out to Hungary because they are screwed. Absolutely monumentally screwed. They come up against Portugal, France, and Germany. And again, there's a little bit of double trouble here because if you take and watch their crest on the left side of the shirt, it actually is repeated on the circular crest on the right side of the shirt, which is, can you please just decide? Apparently also the pattern, the graphical pattern on the home shirt is inspired by a big river in Hungary. So it represents waves, and it kind of also goes well with the stripes in their crest. It's a decent looking shirt. I'm not too mad about it, but it's also relatively plain. So I would say 6.5. You know what? It's a 7. It's pretty slightly above average.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't, and it's weird because I don't normally like the patterns like this. And I haven't seen this in person, but I feel like I would like it less in person than I like it in this picture right now. But I also kind of like the shirt as a whole.
But it's not offensive, right?
No, it's a 7 out of 10.
It's okay. What about the away shirt then?
The away shirt, I just straight up don't like.
What?
I'm sorry. I just don't like it.
Oh, fair enough. I think it's 7.5 out of 10. I think it's nice. Normally, I wouldn't really like red and green together, but when they've done it like that, green underneath the sleeves on the side of the shirt, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm a 6 out of 10 on this one. I don't hate it, but it's not my thing.
Then Germany, Deutschland. I've generally loved the Germany shirts, especially that World Cup shirt they had in 2018 with that old, what's it called? The V pattern shape they had, which they also had back. This is more like a hand painted. That's the thing for Adidas home shirt, and I'm not too big of a fan of that. I love the cuffs, looks cool enough, but it's kind of like a white and black version of the Scotland shirt. It's 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
Oh, that's harsh. I'm much higher on this one. I really, really like this shirt. I think this shirt is a 10.
What?
Had the stripes not been painted on.
Oh.
If they were solid black and they just went with a really modern look, because that's what doesn't fit on this shirt. Everything is so clean and modern. I think the gradient on the sleeves just looks really good. But then you have this kind of sloppiness of this almost faded painted stripe thing that's going on. Had that been solid black, 10. As is, I think it's a 9. I really like this.
Oh, fair enough. What about the away shirt then? This is the most Josh shirt I have ever seen in my life. You get full black, triple black, but the gradient on the cuffs. Josh, this to me has to be up there with the Finnish shirt. This is the best shirt of the Euros. This is absolutely class. The fact that it even blacked out the crest. They only have that Dutch, the German, Dutch. Get a grip, Jay. But they have the German colors, but instead of being orange, it's gold because after all, they aim at winning things, right? I'm digging this 10 out of 10. Easy.
Come on. Look.
Work with me.
I'm with you. I dislike the collar, but it doesn't even matter because the shirt is so cool. It's a 10.
Yes,
you're right.
thank you.
It's a 10. There's no arguing.
Okay, France. We have another one of those shirts that Nike really put a lot of like emphasis on because it feels like they really want to highlight French fashion and design. I think they have a history for doing very beautiful France home shirts. This is no exception. I think that red stripe across the chest goes well with the whole. It's almost like a sailor look with the light blue. Very, very pretty, and it has a little bit of a reference for me to the 1998 Adidas shirt where they won the World Cup. I think it's very good, and it's an 8.5 or 9 out of 10. I would wear this, so 9. Yeah, it's a good looking shirt. It even looks cool on me, so 9. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 8.5 is appropriate for this.
But it looks good
because
on me.
I also
so
feel. Am I completely off base? But has this not been almost to a T a France training top in past years?
Probably.
Like I feel like I've seen this before. Like when I saw it, I'm like, that's new. I recognize it. It looks.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's nice. I like
nice,
it.
Yeah.
But
What about the away shirt?
I feel like
this is
I've
just
seen it.
Oh, sorry. What did you rate it? Home shirt.
I think I said 8.5.
Yeah.
or
Okay.
8.
Fair enough.
One or the other. I can't remember.
I said 8.5. 9. 9.
Yeah, 9 because
away shirt. It's
I like
white.
this. It's good.
You have the tricolor under the sleeve.
It's really
Tiny
good.
stripe.
It's again Nike has some really good white kits this year. 9.5 for me. I really like this.
Oh, okay.
It's super clean.
I think it's I would say it's a 7.5. It's just it's slightly uninspiring, but kind of cool because of the line under the sleeves.
Yeah, it is just nice.
Yeah. Portugal, the last shirt off the bunch. The home shirt, I think, is kind of nice because obviously they are the champions. You have the gold elements. Cool. And I'm not surprised. It's not shocking in any way. This was kind of what you would expect a Nike shirt to look like from Portugal. No big surprises there. And I feel it's slightly conservative, but hey, you can pop the collar. Bruno Fernandes, Eric Cantona vibes. Love it. I mean, what are we doing? We're doing 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, I think that's high for me.
Okay.
For some reason, I don't like the incorporation of the green. I feel like there's not enough green.
Bro, it's a part of their colors. Portuguese colors are burgundy and green.
I know, but there needs to be more green is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I think there's not enough. This, to me, again, kind of looks like a coach's shirt more than it does.
But that's because they have their coach on the pitch. Didn't you watch the Euros in 2016 where Ronaldo
Pretty much.
both led and coached them to the title?
That's true.
So
it's not bad, but it's a little boring for me. I think it's a 6.5 out of 10.
wow. Way to kill the mood.
Yeah.
What about the away shirt then? I think this will split opinion.
This is, again, I swear they've made this shirt before.
Oh, they have had this shirt before, but just not with that exact design. But back in 2016, these were their away shirt colors as well. And this is like a recurring away shirt color for them. And we also saw that CR7 was a chapter 6 that had the reference, had that color. In there,
these colors,
teal.
yes,
and it's going to look smashing with the materials. That is absolutely certain. And when you take that into consideration, it would be an 8 if you team it up with the material. If not, I would be a little bit more hesitant. I think it's okay, but also a little like out there. And unless you're like Cristiano Ronaldo and built like a freaking piece of rock, it wouldn't look good on me. I'm too pale. I'm too skitty. Hence 6 out of 10.
I think you're right. I think this is one of those shirts that you have to make look cool because it's not going to look cool on its own. I don't love it. I understand why people like it, but I don't love it. I think I'm with you. I think 6 out of 10 is where I'm at on this.
Fair enough. So, which is your favorite?
I am between the Poland home, the Finland home, and the Germany away.
Okay.
And I feel like my heart is telling me the Finland home because it's the most unique, but also cool.
Yes.
Finland home. That's my pick.
In terms of uniqueness, totally agree. And that's why it probably deserves it. But which out of the two would I wear, the Finland or the Germany away? Would probably wear the Germany away.
Yeah, the Germany away is just
it's a safe bet, right? But it just works so well. But in terms of uniqueness, the Finland home has to take it for me. So you heard it here. You heard it on the Bootnerds podcast. Best looking shirt of the Euros is officially the Finnish home shirt. And of course, if you want to buy it, you can go and do so on the world's best football store, unisportstore.com. Shameless plug. We have a lot. We actually also even have a Finnish website. So yeah, you can go and get that. It's all awesome. Guys, I think with respect for time, so it doesn't run into a minute 30. A minute 30, what am I saying? It's like, this is why we need to end now. But an hour, 30 minutes. We're going to do questions later. We have a lot of good questions. So if you have any more questions that you would like us to answer in episode 112, you can leave them in the comment section right down below, where you can, of course, also tell us why we have absolutely, completely, and utterly lost it when it comes to the ratings. Now, of course, don't forget to go and support Josh in his sock, glove, sleeve, whatever endeavor. He's expanding all the time. Of course, also don't forget that you can buy all of the Euro shirts at unisportstore.com. And of course, if you haven't done so yet, you should leave a like on this video and make sure you've gone and subscribe to the Bootnerds podcast by clicking the white bubble in the middle of the screen. And with those words, Josh, I have been JayMike, and I approve this message. See you later.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.